What is good, people? Welcome back to another episode of Drive Time Crypto with me, Crypto Chris. And coming up on today's episode, we are looking at the Luna UST fallout, what's going on in the world of Terra Labs, and how Do Kwon finds himself in hot water at the moment before looking at the burn address that is put up, and also discussing what this means if you are a holder of Luna. But just before I start the episode, guys, I'd just like to point out I'm on the journey to 400 subscribers, so please, if you like this video and this content, if I could ask you to subscribe to my channel, that would be really appreciated as it helps grow this community. With that being said, let's start the episode. So, a couple of days ago, this was posted that Do Kwon clears the air over Terra's Singapore move. So, if you're not aware, there's been a lot of speculation and rumour that this was a planned demise of Luna and UST, and this has been stemmed from the fact that Do Kwon has shut down his South Korea offices, and it all seemed very timely. So, and because of that, Do Kwon's come out and he's acknowledged that the reports surfacing over the internet of him being able to shift to another country just a few days before the crash. He replied that he's been living in Singapore since December 2021. However, it was a long time planned and personal decision. He also goes on to say that these things take time and it was just purely coincidental. But if you look into this next report, it's reported by the Digital Today that basically he decided that they were going to shut down the Korean branches in Busan headquarters and Seoul branch at the general shareholders meeting on the April the 30th, and basically on the May the 4th, Terraform Labs Korea headquarters was dissolved, and May the 6th, the Seoul branch was dissolved. So this, it takes a lot of time to do. It was only decided on the 30th of April, and then it was done in a week's time. Both offices were shut down, and if we look at this chart here, you can see literally it's just before the crash happened. So you can imagine why people are speculating that this was all a planned thing, because to shut down your two offices just before something cataclysmic like this happens, it does start to raise eyebrows. What I did find interesting though, so if we just touch on the fact that we have a look at the taxation of cryptocurrencies in Singapore. Basically, you are if you are getting profits on your cryptocurrencies, this is considered capital gains, and then is subject to a 20% capital gains tax. And then if you are using cryptocurrencies to pay for goods or services, your income will be taxed at your marginal tax rate. For most people in Singapore, that's 22%. So you're looking that you are going to be paying around 20% tax on your cryptocurrency. Now, the reason why I've touched on that in Singapore, because if we go back to this report here, it says, meanwhile, he mentioned that Korea has zero crypto taxes and much cheaper cost of living. He added that he has talked about this on many podcasts and interviews. Well, if you are saying that it's got zero tax credits, on crypto and it's a much cheaper style of living, I don't understand why you'd want to move stuff over to Singapore to pay more taxes unless you knew something was going to happen. So it's little stuff like this which is bringing the speculation and the cynicism towards what is actually done. And maybe he did know that there was going to be this fallout. Maybe he did know something was going on, and he knew that if he was still in South Korea, that he was going to be in much, much bigger, deeper waters. So, because as this reads, South Korean police seek to guard lunar assets. So the South Korean authorities are basically what they've done is they've asked all the exchanges in the country to freeze the Lunar Foundation's guard money, so they're not allowing the Lunar Foundation guard to withdraw any sort of currency back to their business accounts on them exchanges. So I don't know what this is going to mean in terms of a recovery for Luna or the hard fork, because obviously the Luna Foundation guard are ones that originally they tried to stem the peg of UST by sending all the money back to the exchanges, which again that's come under a bit of skepticism whether that actually happened, but that's for a different video. But yeah, they've asked for all their assets to be frozen, so I don't know whether that puts a bit of a strong hold on whether we can see any sort of rescue plan for Luna. Also, Korean authorities to interrogate crypto exchanges about the Terra USD collapse. So, South Korean officials plan to question representatives from the country's 5 largest crypto exchanges about the recent Terra collapse. And basically, it goes on to say that they're going to be speaking to Upbit, Bithumb, CoinOne, Corebit, and GoPax to discuss the ramifications of Luna's $40 billion implosion. So it just gets worse and worse for Terra and Do Kwon, that it is now under serious highlight in authorities to really start digging deep. So if he has done anything untowards, then yeah, he's going to be in real big trouble. I don't know what the kind of the relationship is between Singapore and South Korea, whether he's in a safe haven being in Singapore, or whether he's in a safe haven because now he's dissolved the companies before this happened, and he can say, well, I never knew that this was going to happen. I've dissolved my companies. How can you hold me responsible? Who knows? I'm sure it'll all come out in the wash, and it'll be an interesting one to see. But just pieces of the jigsaw, I feel, are really coming together. Nevertheless, Terra's recovery plan made with technical issues. Here's why. So basically, Do Kwon came out with ways that he was going to try and rescue the ecosystem, and one of them was to basically burn the UST dollars that had been accumulated through the arbitrage, basically, and he put that out for the proposal out for the vote, and the vote got passed, and that's what they were going to do. But nevertheless, when he's tried to do it, and it was to burn 1.4 billion UST tokens from the Terra's community pool, basically that failed because the smart contract which went to execute it tried to attempt to burn more UST than was in the pool. So that failed. So nothing's been burnt, and the first kind of hurdle to get Luna or Luna 2.0 going forward has failed. And then it reads also that a second proposal that was this was basically to try and get the interblock communications back up and running. In this case, the Osmosis blockchain. And when they've tried to do that, again, the smart contract, there was errors in it and it's not been executed. So now it's had to go back and try and fix this. If you're not aware of what Osmosis is, basically this is a decentralized exchange, and it was allowing the inter-blockchain communication. So it was allowing different blockchains to communicate with each other and exchange tokens, which were the IBC tokens. And I suppose this was quite integral to get Luna more attractive again if there was still this cross-chain communication. But nevertheless, they've made an absolute fudge of that as well. So it just keeps on piling on, and you think, well, if this is the case, then surely Terra is doomed. But no, we keep on seeing the price soar of Luna, sorry, the price of Luna soar, and there was a wondering why it was being happening that we saw this price appreciation. And Do Kwon came out and basically said that it was because he's posted a burn address and people are actually burning the tokens, and he doesn't understand why they're burning the tokens because they'll never get them tokens back, and he doesn't understand the benefit of doing that. And nevertheless, that saw some price appreciation on Luna. So basically, he posted this burn address to show that, yes, this is where I'm going to be sending all the coins to. So you understand that, yeah, it is a burn address, and he's trying to be a bit more transparent to maybe take some of the heat off him because people don't trust him at the moment. But interestingly, I checked the burn address just to see what was happening on it. So you can see I did just for clarification as well. I did that this morning, but I wasn't able to put the video out until now. So if you're wondering why the times are a bit different on the timestamp, that's why. But the reason why I haven't gone back to the Explorer to check the burn address again is because randomly I checked a couple of transactions just to have a look what was going on. Scarily, as you can see in the memo here, people are starting to put messages in the memo. I doubt very much that randomly Do Kwon I'd click on one of the transactions, but if you did, you've got stuff in the memo like hang Do Kwon publicly and broadcast it for the world to watch. So people are sending the Luna to this this burn address with memos, maybe hoping that he sees it again. I presume this is from the same address. I'm pretty sure it is that because it's the same message. But yeah, he's actually getting not very nice messages. I get it. People are annoyed with him and all the rest of it, but you wouldn't want to read this about yourself. But not all of them are doing so. Here's another transaction with no memo. But yeah, people are sending the crypto to this burn address. So whether that is because of which is showing the appreciation or not, I don't know. But I think it might be due to this because they're about to do a snapshot. Oh well, they said that they are, but if it goes anything like the burning of UST or the fixing of the osmosis DEX, then I wouldn't hold your breath. But basically, if you are a holder of Luna, is there any hope to see any sort of return in value for yourself? And they basically said that if the hard fork, the blockchain and Luna 2.0 comes out, what's going to happen is people that are currently holding Luna will get a airdrop of the new Luna on Luna 2.0 and is actually given a breakdown of what you will receive. So under the new proposals for the hard fork, the community pool of Luna holders will receive 30% of the new Luna supply. So all the new Luna that's created on Luna 2.0, 30% of it's going to go out in an airdrop to current holders of Luna. And that will be having a breakdown that if you held Luna before the crash, and you're still holding it now, you're going to get 35%. And those that bought in after the crash will receive 10%. So yeah, there is an incentive there to hold Luna after the crash, and that's what might have seen the price appreciation. You are going to get rewarded more, and rightly so, if you have held Luna before the crash. But yeah, I think that's why we're seeing a bit of a price appreciation at the moment for Luna. But nevertheless, be very, very cautious because it is still very volatile, and as quickly as it fluctuates up 100%, it could quite easily fluctuate down 100%. And anything that I have said in this video, this is not financial advice, and I don't suggest you do anything based off this video information. I'm just bringing you just so you understand what's going on in Luna. Anyway, that's pretty much what's been going on over the last few days. I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it of use to understand what's going on. And if you do like this video, please, guys, if I can ask you to give me a comment, a like, or even better, if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be really appreciated. Anyway, until the next video, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.